Well, hello and welcome to Preparing to Survive and Thrive Homesteading channel with Charlie B. So, what are we up to today? Well, I'm here to answer that age-old question of what's for dinner. So, tonight we're going to be doing pork chops and some grilled zucchini. I'm going to do a nice little base with some honey and cilantro, and I'll show you how to do that. But let me get you down here and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to start off with the zucchini because it takes me longer to do this than it does the pork chops. These pork chops will be done cooking really quick because they're thin. So what you're looking at here is zucchini. It looked like this before I cut it up. It was a little bit bigger than this. Excuse me. And I just sliced it about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe a little bit more. And what I'm going to do to work with this is I've got some really soft butter. It's been sitting out all day. And I'm literally just going to take it and spread it on like I would be buttering the bread. I'm going to do both sides. And then after I get it, everything coated in butter, I'm going to go ahead and do this so you don't sit there and watch me just butter squash like I would bread. I'm going to take some simple garlic powder and just sprinkle it, liberally sprinkling it. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper, well, pepper at the moment. And of course, salt and pepper is always to taste. So is garlic powder. I like more than what some people do. So, and we'll be getting this on the grill before long, so hang on. Okay, so let's discuss what we're going to put on our pork chops to make them yummy. Yummy there than if they were just plain. I went out and picked some fresh cilantro, and I'm figuring that would be about, a good teaspoon. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I don't know, but I'm just guessing it. So with the cilantro, I'm just going to cut it up with a pair of scissors. Give myself some little chunks here and there. Stems and all. So why I'm mixing this up, before I get to the rest of the ingredients, is everything that I use in cooking, I have extra of it. I keep it in my stores and my preps, whatever you want to call it. So if I'm stuck here on a blizzard or a hurricane and I decide that I want to make something and my family wants me to make it, that I can get it up and I can make it. And I don't have to try to make it to the store or to disappoint anybody. So now there has been times where somebody's come up with a strange recipe with strange ingredients that no, I did not have certain things on hand. But the next time I went shopping, I did get them. And there's always ways that you can replace what you're using when it comes to spices. Maybe 2 of this, 2 or 3 different ingredients to come up with the spice that they're asking for. So that's just a little food for thought, including any of my staples like my flours, baking soda, baking powder. I just keep them on hand and keep an extra 1 or 2. Maybe more, but I won't tell. Next item is going to be 1/4 teaspoon of whole oregano. Not oregano. I just saw oregano in there. Rosemary. Come on, come out. Okay, it didn't come out, so I'm going to give it a little bit more. There we go. It needs munched up too, but it's all right. And the next thing is some thyme. I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon also. Next item is this Grey Poupon Dijon mustard. You don't have to use Grey Poupon. Normally, I would have it actually the off name or just use spicy brown mustard on this, or even a yellow mustard and add a spice to it. Maybe a little bit of extra pepper or salt, something like that. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons. Now I am doing 8 pork chops. Now I'll show you what they look like in a second. And honey, I'm really not going to, I'm going to try, but this never really works out. I always end up adding more. But let's go with 1 tablespoon of honey. That might end up needing more. But as soon as I get, I'm going to mix it up and we'll go from there. So let me show you the pork chops. These are the pork chops. I have 8 of them. They're just nice little fillets. This is a teaspoon, so you can see about how big they are compared to what this looks like. So I'm just going to put this ingredients mix on both sides. Let's get this stirred up together. Now, the longer you let the spices sit together to marry the flavor, the stronger they will be. So they're probably going to sit for about 45 minutes, half an hour to an hour, 45 minutes, somewhere around there. Just depends on when everybody calls to tell me that, hey, they're on their way home for dinner. Let me taste this. I knew I was going to end up needing more, so I'm going to end up with 2 tablespoons of honey. And I am not using my honey because it's too precious to come by. I am going to be using store-bought honey. Now, this all I had was my honey. Yes, I would use it. But I prefer my honey for using it for colds and or in, well, definitely in my tea in the mornings. Okay. Yes, got that good honey flavor. And guess what? No garlic in this one. Imagine that. That gives the Grey Poupon or a spicy brown mustard, gives us a really nice taste. Get these guys put away. And let's get our pork chops back over here. Okay, we are back. I got things cleaned up a little bit. Now, because we are using meat or using a marinade, if that's what you want to call it. I don't really call it a marinade. I just call it something that you can actually dip your stuff in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a teaspoon and just drizzle this a little bit. And then I'll take the brush, because you never want to really put something like a brush or a spoon back in to something that you're going to use unless you're not going to be using it as a dipping sauce. Usually I'll keep a little bit of this and use it as a dipping sauce if we want it. I'm going to do this on both sides. I'm going to make sure I get all the sides, even down around here. So, do you keep spices and things like that extra for in your preps in case something would happen? Because remember, a lot of these spices, herbs, are actually healing herbs that you can use them. Cilantro is very good for headaches. So let me just get these finished up, brushed them on, and I'm going to flip them all over. And then we'll be getting them on the grill here in a few minutes. But I'm going to put them away so nobody bothers them, so they can sit and kind of soak up the juices in here and the flavor. Okay, so I'm sorry about the mowing, and I hope you can hear me. Nothing I can do about it, but I'm going to put the squash onto the grill. Oh, it's hot. I'm just going to pick it up right like this. Hopefully. Just set that right down on there. See? Pretty easy. Ah, easy peasy. Burnt my finger almost. So we're going to let this cook for a few minutes. I'm turning it down to medium heat. We'll be getting the pork chops on here in a few minutes. So let's check this squash zucchini. And again, sorry about the mower. I'm gonna poke a hole in here just to let any juices out. So it's getting done. It is summer, grilling season, and mowing the grass. Hurrah! So I'm going to run in and I'm going to grab the pork chops and get them on. Okay, I'm trying to do this video between them mowing. So I got the pork chops on the grill. And they look really good. I just slid it on right from the pan that it was on. So now I have this burner still on high. I'm going to leave it on here for a minute or two and close it up. And the reason I'm leaving it on high is because in order to keep my pork from getting it dry, I need to sear it in order to keep the juices in. But it'll just be a minute or two and then I'll flip it over and it will be pretty much all done. You don't want to leave it on the grill too long or the stove or the oven or you'll end up with very, very dry pork. The pork chops have been on for about 5 minutes. I'm going to say they're definitely needing turned. I'm going to poke some holes in this so any juices can run out. We're going to just flip them over. And leave them cook for a little bit more. They're very hot in here. Woo! And now once these are on here, I'm going to go ahead and turn it just a slight little bit down, not quite medium, but just a tad. So we'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get ready to pull the squash off. Okay, so let's get this set up. So I already turned this off. I want to show you the pork before I get it off. You want it to be done, but you want it to still be juicy. So there's still juice coming out of this. If you can see it. Hopefully you can. There we go. Let me move you over here. But I'm going to get this all off and get it into the kitchen so we can eat. So this is what the pork chops look like as I pulled them off the grill, and the squash. We're just having some salad, more or less just lettuce and such with them. Let me get it all set up on a plate so you can see. Okay, so here's my plate. Not as big as the picture. So, because I give the big plate to my husband, so I eat about, hopefully not as much. But let's get a taste test of the pork. Is it dry or is it juicy? Let's find out. It's very good. And it's not dry. Now let's see about my squash. Good flavor. Love the garlic. And the salad, if you want to know about the salad, you'll have to look at that video. I think I posted it the week before this one. So I can leave a link for it, an end card for you. So, but I do love squash. So, well, I can't wait to eat this. My mouth is watering. So, remember, if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and I'll be seeing you soon. And I answered your question of what's for dinner. Enjoy. I'll be talking with you soon.